Hi, I'm Sydney and this is Tulip University. Let's explore triggers together. This video will cover what triggers are, what triggers can do, and where triggers can be added. Triggers, or trigger logic, in Tulip make stuff happen. Triggers give functionality to the objects in your layout without using code. When you build the layout, you create the way your app looks. When you build triggers, you program the way your app works. Triggers can perform either actions or transitions. For example, you could trigger a button to perform an action, such as a mathematical calculation, so that when the button is pressed, it acts like an equals button on a calculator, spitting out the answer to an equation. Another example is a submit button. Operators might fill out a report form with a submit button that will send the completed form to a manager or store their responses in a table. Transition triggers are navigational. They direct the user to other steps in the application or complete or cancel the application. Transition triggers can be assigned to buttons such as previous or next buttons, but they can also be assigned to machine or device output, such as barcode scanners, vision, or foot pedals, which means rather than clicking a next button, users can transition between steps by pressing a foot pedal. Or maybe you want to have a user select a work order record in an interactive table that will then bring them to a work instruction step. Finally, triggers exist on 3 panels: the widget panel, step panel, and app panel. Widget triggers can be added by selecting individual widgets and adding a trigger under the widget panel on the right. You can add triggers to buttons, images, and interactive tables. Step triggers can be added by selecting a step and adding a trigger under the step panel on the right. Step-level triggers occur at specific times, such as on step enter, on step exit, or at specified times using a step timer widget. The step panel is also where you can add machine and device triggers that occur upon machine or device output, such as a foot pedal or barcode scanner output transitioning a user to a new step. App triggers can be added under the app panel on the right. App-level triggers occur at specific times, such as app start, app completion, and app cancellation. For example, you might want to add a trigger on app completion or cancellation that resets all values to default. And the last thing to note, triggers operate using conditional logic. That's when, if, then statements, such as when a button is pressed, if the following conditions are met, then the button will perform the following action. And this has been an overview of triggers in Tulip.